Alright, so here we have the first playoff game of Team WE versus Samsung Galaxy here at the semifinals of the 2017 World Championship. This is game one. I have to admit, I did watch one of the games in this series ahead of time, but it's not this one. And this is casted after the fact, but I haven't watched these games individually. So here we're going to have the first game, and let's start off with the picks and bans. No casters, we don't need to hear you. We're going to hear this caster. The immediate Sejuani ban, which has turned out to be probably the top three of the power picks for this tournament. Kalista being the pretty much automatic ban, also on the first rotation. Galio has not always been banned, but Crown has been playing it quite a bit in this tournament. And same with the Janna. Janna for the Team WE team. Janna's got one of the highest win rates, probably around the 75% range, so topping the supports with win rate, and Team WE is going to follow that up with a Lulu ban, and that is to take out the main Ardent Sensor users, which is Lulu and Janna. And this is a meta at the patch 7.15 where Ardent Sensor has not been nerfed yet. It has been nerfed in subsequent patches, but this is the prime time for it, and we're going to look at how the supports are incredibly valuable as a first pick for Team W. Their power pick is they want to make sure to get their support on someone he's comfortable with, and Rakan really does it all. He's a playmaker, and he's great for team fighting in mid and late game. Not the greatest laner, so that's where you can kind of capitalize on him, and we're going to see what Samsung matches this with. And it's a Jarvan, so validating the flex picks. That could be either a top lane or a jungle. I have to say that I do see it in top lane more often. There's a little pat on the back from his coach. He's like, all right, you got this. You know, locking in the Tristana. So a couple of power picks coming right back into Team WE's face. And Tristana is probably the most played AD carry in this tournament. And having an above 50% win rate as well to go along with it. And Jarvan is really been quite the power pick as well. So we're going to see how this gets matched up. Could go the Xayah for the Lovers duo on bot lane, and you can do some cool stuff with your backs when the two of them are bonded. And we're going to see what they're going to pick. They're most likely going to pick their jungler for a standard 80 carry support jungle first rotation, and then you're going to go ahead and you're going to try to target ban the top and mid lane of the opposing team. So Gragas being picked. He had been played in top in earlier metas and earlier patches, but not as recently. He's almost certainly going to be the jungler and one of the most picked junglers so far in this tournament, also with an above 50% win rate. So Gragas showing up strong, and we're going to see what the next bans are going to be. Jace going out to ban out 957, and I expect the second ban on Samsung Galaxy as well to be a top lane ban, possibly a Shen or Gnar, Kennen, that sort of thing. Probably Gnar. So let's see what Team WE goes. Orianna. So again, they're going to try to take out some more tools in Crown's arsenal, taking out the more defensive, utility-based mid laners in Galio and Orianna. So they're definitely trying the different style. So expect to see another top lane ban here for Samsung Galaxy if I were to be a betting man. Could even, take out the Shen, which is Cho'Gath. Yeah, so 957 has played a lot of Cho'Gath in this tournament. I believe at least about 4 to 6 times, and had some pretty good games on him. So Cho'Gath banned, so we're gonna have to see. He's gonna probably pick. And Gnar is actually banned by Team WE. It's unusual because 957 does like playing Gnar, and he's had some real memorable moments in this tournament on this champion. So a little bit unusual, but another top lane ban there. We're going to see where these players are going to be picked. Talia will be a very, very meta pick for Samsung Galaxy, and a really nice team fighting team when they get to the mid game with the 4 champions that they've picked so far. Taric, of course, his game-changing ultimate when used at the proper moment, creates invulnerability for everyone around him for a period of a few seconds. And yeah, it doesn't sound like much, but if it's used at the right moment with a full engage, it does quite a bit. Shen is going to be a defensive pick. They must have agreed to ban the Gnar to facilitate this more defensive pick, and now they're already showing two heavy tanks. They have to go damage in the mid lane. You have to go a heavy AP. You already see who you're against in Talia, so I expect maybe a Syndra, could be a Kassadin you'd be tough to lane with, but you might be able to when you let level 6 to jump all over the Talia. But you got to go some sort of hard carry champion. And Kassadin, wow, what a blind prediction call on that one. I did not know that he was picking that. Again, I have not watched this game. And Kassadin, so going to have a disadvantage before level 6, but once you get that level 6, see if he's going to continue to teleport, because you may want to go an aggressive summoner. Don't know what your opponent's picking, so Ignite against Talia could be useful. Doesn't look like he's going to change. They're going to go with the double TP as opposed to the single TP on Samsung Galaxy. So parry that with the Shen ultimate. You're going to have some more cross-map plays from Team W. They're going to look to affect a larger percentage of the map, whereas Samsung Galaxy is going to be looking to team fight and get into that really good mid-game position to take over the game. Their really only scaling champion is Tristana, so not the absolute best late-game team, but definitely going to be looking to affect the 15-minute to about the 30-minute mark. I would say that their team is strong, and you look at this Team WE lineup, and you have a lot of tank in there. You have a lot of tank, and you have some playmaking. Kassadin diving in deep, Rakan going in, with Shen following up with the ultimate on whoever's diving in, followed by Gragas ultimate. We shall see. So I'd have to say the more complete kind of team comp would be Team WE with the tradition, with a kind of heavier tank front line, and then I'd have to say the higher risk, higher reward comp would be for Samsung Galaxy with the Kennen top. You're looking to get a lead early. You're looking to have those mid-game ultimates that can be really game-changing, and then going for the Taric. So you're saying you're not going to try to win bot lane too hard because you are against a Rakan, and if you wanted to win lane hard, you would try to pick like a Karma or something a little bit more aggressive that's outputting a little bit more damage, maybe a Brand. So he did not go for this, and Core JJ is going to try to play for the mid-game team fights, just like this Rakan is going to be doing on his compatriot Ben. So pretty defensive starts, a little bit late on leaving for Team WE. Maybe they were having a little bit of chat, maybe a little bit of pep talk. And a little bit of action here in the front as Samsung Galaxy surprises Kandi, but all 5 players are being able to react. And we got first blood over onto Xayah, so Mystic is just loving that. Assists going over to Gragas, Kassadin, and Rakan, so they're all going to get tiny golds and tiny XP leads with that assist, and a great little start for Team W, and they weren't even the ones invading. They just had a quick response from 957. It just shows you that if you're with your team, that you can pick up these little advantages, and 957 didn't get any piece of that, and so he's going to be starting the lane here a little bit late. He might have lost the XP on one of those minions, didn't pick up the CS for the first 3, and not a great start, and that's just so he could support his allies, and there's advantages all throughout the rest of the map. So he's going to take a little bit of a hit, and I don't expect 957 to be able to turn this around anytime soon. expect Kuve on Kennen that it's just going to push him into turret, start getting damage on him, and start to try to take down the turret health while getting a CS lead, hopefully with 957 missing some of that CS under tower. So good little teamwork here by Team WE, making sure to get that CS. Everyone's pretty much even. Mid lane, slightly an advantage for Crown on Kalista. Not Kalista, on Talia, I mean. And top lane, as you can see, the CS gap is widening there at 13 to 7. That's probably because there's a few more minions pushing towards Shen, but still, he's not going to pick up 100% of those. And showing the stats, the Xayah-Rakan duo, 2-0 at Worlds. So that's not really enough games for me to say that they're really strong. But they're both being picked individually, and they just haven't been able to be matched up with each other. So just shows that goes to show you the strength of the pair individually, and then when they're put together, they have more tools to be played around. So here are the early level 3 from Samsung Galaxy. When you're pushing the wave in like this, you're looking to try to get a free hit or two. It's a little bit early to be going on the tower, but you want to, I'd probably say more try to get, a hit on the support or try to get a couple hits on the AD carry. Gragas is doing his best to try to limit the jungle options for Jarvan, so he's counter jungling a little bit, going to take over those Krugs. CS very even for these two bot lanes. The Dazzle damage was increased, but they're going to try to get big damage on the Ruler and being successful in it. So chunking Ruler down to 2 or 3 bars, and he's going to have to rely on the Taric heal and the biscuits that he has. So he did go Doran's shield, so he will be able to get some of this life back. He just went the defensive start. Of course, getting that little extra damage to those minions to help him CS. He's got to go under tower. Most likely he will after getting chunked down that far. And just by that early first blood, Team WE does have a slight gold lead. So when they go back for their first buy, such as this Kassadin, look, he's able to get a blasting wand and a control ward. And that's just really, really a strong start on your first back. And there's no way that Talia can respond and just look at in the back. She went and picked up boots and a control ward. So boots versus a blasting wand. You'll take the blasting wand any time of day there. But a real nice skill shot, being able to get the damage on Kassadin. When Kassadin knows he's in trouble, going ahead and flashing away from that. Condi's going to try to go ahead and turn this. And the TP coming down from Kennen, they're not going to want to fight this. You're going to get the double cancel on the teleports. And that means both top laners are going to have about the same teleport count, about 180 seconds. Or 3 minutes. For you people that have it on the minutes. So, good little action, good little back and forth, and you're starting to see advantages come out for Team WE in the jungle and a little bit in the bot lane with a minor CS advantage and being able to get a little bit of control in the lane. But here we're having more damage onto Ruler, and because of the shield, Mystic not taking too much himself. Little back and forth. Little he, little ha. Now they're hitting level 4. Now the real issue here is Taric's mana. Taric does not have a lot of mana, could only cast about 1 spell. He's looking to try to save up until he can cast about 2 spells. When you cast 2 spells, then you can start to go in. But here where they showed Jarvan, just kind of looking at how he's doing and showing how Ambition is taking over games. So both bot laners have not been back. The Team WE are going to want him back. That's because they got a BF sword and a cull. Look at that first back, everyone. Boots, BF sword, and a cull. That is a back to be envious about. And that stems from the first blood gold. So like I'm saying, getting little advantages on different parts in the map, that first blood kill gold got to go, and it's being shown in mid lane. It's definitely going to be shown in bot lane. And there you're having boots and a BF sword, but you're having an advantage in the cull for Xayah. So that's going to make a difference towards the mid game, which is where Samsung Galaxy needs to be trying to win this game, and that's in the mid game. Good damage here by Xayah. Condi looking to get a little bit damage, but he's getting a little bit over anxious, wasting a little bit of mana there, but he had full, so he's just going to go ahead and start regenning that. Going to counter jungle a little bit, but he's going to find that nothing's over there, as Ambition has cleared out his bottom side jungle, just went and secured that buff, and he's got a 10 CS disadvantage, and unfortunately no assist and 1 death for him, because he was the one that was caught out. And big damage onto the Tarek, but he's going to be able to heal that up pretty fast. And Condi coming from behind, getting the ult out and getting both summoners away from Core JJ here on the Tarek. Both the flash and the heal is going to be down on his end, and so he's going to be especially vulnerable here on the bot lane. Gragas, this is the opponent's blue, so he's doing a fair bit of counter jungling. And he's going to give this right over to his mid laner, Kassadin. So with that blasting wand, and you see he's having mana problems, he did not go tier. So with this blue buff is a big, big turnaround for WE. And they're going to look to try to extend their early game advantage by pressuring this bot lane. But they're just backing off because Samsung backed off, and they can't really take too many tower shots. Condi probably taking already 1 too many, taking 2, but he's a tank, so he's not going to be losing that much. As per his health bar. Here we have Kassadin going to try to pick up as much as possible. If he gets this, he gets them all. That's all down. 81 to 78. He's not missing a beat. 81 farm at 9 minutes. Yeah, these are the pros, folks. These are the semifinals of the 2017 World Championships here. League of Legends. Myself, RavExel. You're probably watching this on YouTube. And just like, subscribe if you want to see more videos, doing all kinds of League of Legends, doing some live tournaments as well. Going to have more of those up here in the Greater Toronto area, so doing all the casting work. And this is a great game to cast, and even though the low amount of kills, but we're seeing advantages being taken out otherwise. Look at the top lane. That's a 19 CS, 18 CS currently for Kennen. And he was going ahead and building the call as well early, so he's going to try to get that up in the mid game. And big damage under Ruler. He's going to have to blow his barrier. Barrier's down, so this is when he's vulnerable. Both the WE bot lane about 3/4 health, and they're not look like they're going to put off the pressure anytime soon. We're going to have Ambition coming down. He was spotted out here at the Dragon. It's a Wind Dragon, so nobody's really caring about that. They're looking to try to get their lanes in control, but pressure going down, but everything's boarded. He's going to be out and seen. They're going to push the bot wave, probably so that Ruler can go back. So this is a called out play. This is the bottom wave, probably saying, hey, could you help us push this just so we can head back? And the ward had just died for Team WE, so they don't know that Jarvan's backing in this bush right here. But they're not really wanting to go see. And Jarvan's going to head back and buy. Let's see if he's going to be able to finish the Cinder Hulk. He absolutely is. And yeah, that's everything. Good Cinder Hulk. That's a great second back for the Jarvan. That's just where you want to be, and he had 42 CS when he did it, so that's what you need. Even though he didn't get a kill or an assist, 42 jungle creeps, and you can go ahead and build that key defensive item. Now he can start pressuring a Rift Herald or a Dragon if he wants, or he continue ganking. Basically, both teams would be wise to continue ganking. I wouldn't really prioritize any sort of neutral monsters at this point. Just try to keep ganking your lanes, keep the jungle CS up. Jarvan's going ahead and close the distance between him and Gragas. As you remember, he was at a 10 CS disadvantage, but now that Gragas is getting the Krugs, he's going to go ahead and increase that up a little bit. But Jarvan doing a good job to close this gap. And the Essence Reaver being built by Xayah, that's a huge item spike Xayah is going to have now over Tristana. So I like them to continue pressuring this bot lane. If I was the Gragas, put some pressure on bot lane. You're not going to win the top. Ganks on Kennen are very difficult on the easiest days. So put pressure on bot. Start clearing some wards out. You need some control wards on your team. They currently have no control wards out, Team WE. So here they're going to try to gank up on top with Kassadin. He's just waiting for the escape, but he can do enough damage, goes in and gets it, and that's the kill going over to the Shen, 957. So even though it's the CS disadvantage, that kill puts him at an even gold count as Kennen. So now this counter matchup has gone ahead and turned around, and he's going to be fine when he goes back. He's going to look to finish building that Hydra, and once he starts getting those Hydra components, he's going to be able to start clearing waves better. We're going to go ahead and watch this, and he's going to go ahead and jump right over that Baron pit because he wanted to avoid the ward. Now, he did see that there was a ward in Tribush, but it was too late, and Kennen couldn't really do anything at that point because of the angle that the Kassadin took. So instead of just walking up the river and not using the ult, no, he goes ahead, goes over the pit, little style points, and that also gets him at an angle where he's able to watch the action from over the wall where Kennen was going to flash to. Kennen deciding not to use flash and saving his flash, taking the death, and he's going to be in a good position to continue trying to bully this lane, even though Shen got the kill. We're looking at Mystic. His damage percentage, 41%, very, very high. Kills percentage at 15, 75% is massive with a 15 CS lead in groups, so he's just been really playing extremely well. And I heard the announcers earlier, just when I'm just trying to set up this cast, that Mystic's been playing very, very well, and they've been kind of building the team around him. So thank you, Papa Smithy, for that little tidbit, and I'll pass it on and I'll give the credit. The rest is all Rav. Pressure being put down, Tarek's shield's coming up, and that's why you build the Ardent Sensor for those shields to be even more powerful. Looking to get the first tower down on bot lane, and it looks like it's going to be given over. Now that Shen has been switched over to bot lane, and so first tower down to Samsung Galaxy. That's going to almost even out the gold. Only an 800 lead for Team WE, even though they're at 2-0. They're going to look to trade back the gold with this tower push, and they should get to about even with this tower down. But that's assuming that Samsung Galaxy isn't able to take this second tower. Ambition doing some damage to the minions. He's wanting to get as many of his minions as possible up there to try to trade this turret, and it doesn't look like it's going to be possible. But Team WE now up 2,000 gold, and this is from their excellent CS and their 2 kills, including the first blood. Shen coming in the ultimate. He's trying to go up, teleport by the Kassadin onto the minion, and they're going to be able to pick up this kill if Kassadin can get in. It looks like he will be able to. Damage onto Kuve, and that's 3-0 for Team WE. Now an impressive gold lead. Do they go Rift Herald, or do they go top lane? There's a ping going out top lane, Dragon going over for Samsung Galaxy. That's a 15-minute first Cloud Drake, so not exactly what you want, but that's the reason they weren't prioritizing it earlier. It was just a Cloud Drake, so they don't mind delaying it to the 15-minute mark, and they're going to trade the pressure on top lane for the Dragon. And here I asked a question: was it going to be top lane or was it going to be Rift Herald? And it was Rift Herald. So there's the answer. That's because Ben is there, and now you're having 4 members being able to put pressure on this Rift Herald with Xayah on the bottom. Now the Samsung Galaxy knows that Xayah is on the bottom, so they're possibly going to try to look for a 5-on-4, and that is not what Team WE wants. They don't want a 5-on-4 with a Rift Herald hitting them, and they're going to go ahead and let that go because of the pressure that Samsung Galaxy was able to put forth. And all the meanwhile, Team WE is having farm in the Callista, so you're trading that Rift Herald for farm on your Callista as well as the solo experience. And that's it. They're putting the tools into Mystic's hands. And we have the engage by Rakan. He's able to get the knock-up, and it looks like that's going to be it for Crown. He's got 1 bar left. The finishing blows by Kassadin, which he's so good at, being able to get in with that Rift Walk, picking up the finishing blow onto Crown. And that's Crown's first death, now at a 4-hour advantage, with pressure being put onto the mid turret. Though the answer now is, are they going to put pressure on the mid, or are they going to go back to Rift Herald? Let's see what the answer to that question is. And once again, answered, Rift Herald. They're putting extreme importance on the Rift Herald. Team WE with a 4-0 advantage. They know that they have this game a little bit in control, as you have the Rift Herald and you had the first blood and the 4-0 lead. So you're going to be able to snowball. Rift Herald is a snowballing mechanic. Here you're going to see the knock-up, the ignite being used, and tons of damage being put onto Crown, and that allows for an easy finish by Xayah. and then by the Kassadin getting his first kill now at 1-0-3 and getting a significant item lead now with the Rod of Ages and the Seeker's Arm Guard with the upgraded boots already and the Sheen for good measure. That's just for extra damage. And here we're looking at all the extra damage he's able to do. Kuve, he has no resistances other than the health that he has from the Haunting guys, and that's just not enough against this this already somewhat fed Kassadin, and he's just going to get stronger and stronger as this game goes on. And without any deaths, he's just able to stack farms, stack kills, and he's got a perfect 100% kill participation. Is this Kassadin? And I'm not saying his name right, but Zai is really putting his team on his back and carrying from the Kassadin, and not picking into a counter matchup, as I was saying earlier. He was comfortable with it though, and because of it, once he hit level 6, he was able to go like completely ham. And now at 2-0-3, just showing how he has complete knowledge of the champions, even with minions being taken, getting damage on him, able to get just enough damage out onto Kennen to get that kill. And Kennen at 0-3, they're putting Team W is putting pressure into the top lane and into this Kennen and making sure to get him out first before moving on to anyone else, and it seems to be working. Just haunting guys and upgraded boots with half of the Hex deck finished, and big ward purchase from Samsung Galaxy. All 5 members showing control wards in their arsenal. This is Korean warding importance. There's reasons are the best, and it may not be fancy, but wards win game. Taric Ultimate being used, as well as the Cataclysm. Samsung Galaxy just trying to hold Team WE in, and Jarvan getting chunked out, just put an awesome damage amount. That's a 2-item Xayah here with the Rapid Fire Cannon and the Essence Reaver with upgraded boots, so nice damage spike here for Xayah. And once you just watch what Kassadin's going to be able to buy when he goes back. These 2 turrets going down, and we're having 957 coming in and being able to get the turret dive, and that's a set play. That's a call-out play. Rift Herald being used in mid. Just action. They keep the pressure. Keep going. They're able to put pressure on bot. In mid, towers down. Pressure all over, and that mid tower is down to about 20% health, so this is going to be set up. And going in with the Gragas, being able to get the damage onto Jarvan. Jarvan is going tank, so is going to be able to survive that. If he was going warrior, he would have died just there, and that's why you go Cinder Hulk. You can take your the brunt of the damage and get out, which is just what Ambition did on the Jarvan. Mid tower down to just 1 hit, and with the tank by Gragas, able to get this locked up, and Team WE is snowballing this mid game here at 6,000. But it all started from the first blood, so a little bit of a sloppy invade by Samsung Galaxy on the red, and it was able to snowball up into this, and as well as 957 being able to get the kill onto the top lane, even though he had a counter matchup. So the places where WE were supposed to be weak at, they were able to get the far enough ahead so that Samsung wasn't able to put any sort of early pressure, and now Team WE is just taking over the mid game with that Rift Herald and all these tower takes. Look, they only have 1 outer tower at the 20-minute mark with both. Oh, sorry, the bot lane is still there. They have 2 outer towers, but the bot lane does have damage on it. It's probably at about half health. Now, Rift Herald being able to use for the second tier mid tower was a good trade, able to get some damage onto that Nexus, the inhibitor tower, and prioritizing the Scuttle Crab is Team WE. It is past 20 minutes, so Baron is up. I don't think Samsung Galaxy is in any sort of position to try a Baron play, but Team WE might decide if they see 2 members of Samsung Galaxy go bottom lane to stop this Kassadin, they might just send the teleport over and have Kassadin come and take the Baron. They have 3 pink wards all around it, as well as 1 down in the bot lane, so 4 pink wards out, the control wards for Team WE, and I was talking about the good buy by Samsung Galaxy with the damage, but here, big damage over into Ruler and into Ambition, and the focus over there to the Jarvan, taking Ambition out. You have to ask another question, where are you going to go? And the answer should be Baron, with the jungler down for Samsung Galaxy. It should be a free Baron, so we're going to see if Samsung is going to let it happen. I don't even think they need Kassadin here. the Cassidy can keep up the pressure. It's two members of Samsung Galaxy going bottom to stop the push, and that's going to be an absolute free Baron take with Tristana just trying to pick up a couple waves of farm in top lane, getting all she can before these next team fights go on, possibly underneath an inhibitor turret for Team WE. And great control of this game, 7-0. Just great map movements. They took that first blood. They took that advantage that they were able to get in bot lane and mid lane, and they ran with it. So missed play, but it should show you how confident Team WE is, even though they kind of went all in different directions there, and getting just enough damage onto the jungler Jarvan that they were able to pick up that advantage and turn that into a Baron. So now we're going to see if they can get any sort of inhibitor turrets. Samsung's just looking to hold under their turrets, maybe give one up and hard defend the second one. So basically you can give up the top tower, you can maybe give up one inhibitor, but you can't give up two inhibitors with this Baron, and then try to get as much on the Tristana as possible, try to get Tristana as strong as possible. Now at 2 items with the Ninja Tabbies, not quite as strong as she needs to be. Really needs another item or two, and farm and gold is just so hard to come by at this point. 10,000 gold up by Team WE, and their complete dominance of this map really says some good things about this series and their chances going forward. Samsung coach is probably having a lot of things on the drawing board about what their team needs to fix. Definitely that early invade is something that you wouldn't want to repeat, and I expect in game 2 to have a more conservative, maybe just a spread formation. Here Baron's being put pressure on. Cassidy doing great split push pressure. Really nobody can one-on-one him, and getting the bot tower to half health. That's what you want to be doing when you have the Baron, putting multiple lanes of pressure, mid, top, bottom, going back and forth, just being able to get out his ruler. And here Ambition's going in for a dive. I don't know if that's such a good move because he doesn't quite have the damage, but here Kuve going into the back line, trying to get an ultimate off, but just not able to do enough, just because of the gold lead and the items and the levels are just way too much in favor of Team WE, and they're going to get that first inhibitor. Still with Baron buff up, they're going to look to take more with 2 members down. It's probably a little bit dangerous to be taking any more than 1 turret here, but if they take 2, then that's pretty beast. Just goes to show you how far ahead they are, and no minions, so can't really take anything if you don't have any minions, guys. But they could look to go top lane. You do have a cannon minion wave, but I like the back here. Just go ahead, back, reset. You took your objective, which was a inhibitor. You even got a little bit further by taking another tower down by the Nexus. So here we're going to see Ambition go in, but just not quite enough follow-up damage by the team, unfortunately. Kuve was a little bit late coming in. Even if he was 2 or 3 seconds earlier, the fight's still not going to be changed. Team WE just has too much tank and too much damage. And carefully look how 957 on the Shen, who has managed to go 4-0-2, and that's in a counter matchup. So able to do damage, and that from the early gank by Zai on the Kassadin. Given 957 the tools to carry, and really he's their best chance, and he's really their star player. I know that the casting desk was saying a lot of good things about Mystic, and it's been the Mystic show, but 957 definitely has the tools to carry games, which for most top laners in this tournament is few and far between. It's been a completely tank top meta, with just a few people doing a little bit different, and one of those people is 957, and pulling out the Jace, pulling out the Gnar, and doing all kinds of damage, and hard carrying games. But here the pressure's going on. Kassadin once again is in the split push. Samsung Galaxy having to counter with 2 members top, and that's the go sign for Team WE to come in and take this inhibitor. There's really nothing that Samsung Galaxy can do if you're sending 2 members top to try to defend this bottom. They're going to try to defend here, but great ultimate by the jungler Gragas, getting the AD carry out. Ruler couldn't do anything, wasn't able to get the the jump out in time, or the barrier, which is still on cooldown. Excuse me. And final score, 14-1 with the ace coming down. Nice smile on Team W's face, and really a good game to start off with. A very confident game. This is really where it shows the coaching staff for Samsung Galaxy and the support team about how you go about pointing out 2 or 3 corrections that you need to do, because there's a lot of things that you had to work on. The early game, the team comp, going Kennen with a Tarek as well, and really it's going to be how the coaching staff calms these players down, points out what was wrong, and makes that correction. And I really like the dominance that WE played. They played a very Korean type game, not looking just to team fight the whole time, and carefully moving around the map, prioritizing towers and kills and farm more than the neutral objectives. That was a 15-minute first dragon, and that was by Samsung Galaxy. That was not by Team WE, even with the early lead. So I'm sure you guys have some really insightful things, Mr. Riot Casters, but we're not listening to you. And I love Papa Smithy's facial reactions at the end of the game. You always know how the game went by looking at his facial reactions. And when he has a positive facial reaction, it's been a good game. There's normally a Korean team in there. It's normally a good macro game, and you can tell by his positivity there. It was a very well played, controlled game. But you see him cast like the Paris team or a team from Brazil or something, and he's just like, what the hell is this with their 30 deaths, 40 deaths. Anyways, RavExel on the cast, first cast on the semifinals here, the World Championships 2017. Team WE taking it with a 14-1 score against Samsung Galaxy, a thorough stomping if I've ever seen one. And I'm going to go ahead and cast the next one. Thank you. If you like it, like friend. Bye.